People who post NSFW pics on Reddit, have you even been approached by a fan? If so, how did it go? I happened to meet someone who showed me a list of his 4 favorite NSFW Tumblr blogs he followed. Mine was on the list. I am not sure if he actually recognized it was mine, and I didn't reveal the fact on my own. He did. But was trying to tell you without telling you. I found a girl on r/GoneWild I knew in high school. Found from that picture she did some professional nude modeling. Never told her I knew. Didn't see a point in telling her. Good for you. I feel like people who bring the kind of stuff up are usually trying to get something out of it. I had this happen to me recently, except I was the girl. I posted nudes on a few smaller NSFW subreddits and I realized all of my posts would always have this one user commenting, so I figured he was subscribed to my profile and I looked through his. Pretty quickly realized it was a friend of mine from college that I was still good friends with, like, text and snap everyday levels of friend. I called him out by messaging him one of the more explicit comments he'd made and he was super embarrassed and apologized for not telling me. Apparently he'd recognized me from a piece of jewelry and never said anything. Ordinarily I wouldn't have cared, but he was dating my best friend, so I thought it was kinda messed up for him to be commenting on my pics while he was with her. See, I've stumbled onto a couple of female friends' explicit profiles, gals I knew from college, and I just thought that the etiquette was to not comment, enjoy the image and move on. Now what was really awkward was when I got drunk with a gal, platonic friends, nothing sexual between us, and she ended up admitting that she had a Gone Wild profile and I had to sheepishly admit I knew she did, but I figured it wasn't my place to creep on her or ruin her fun. Man, was college a wild ducking place, LMAO. Side note, it's incredible how good male brains are at remembering small details on a naked woman. A gal flashed the fine folks at a party and had a pretty distinct freckle under her right tit. I say this because it was how my sass discovered she was posting nudes. I had always really struggled with body image stuff and didn't want anyone to look at me for the most part. I found this app called Mobly, which was essentially Instagram for Rick pics. I had lost a few pounds and decided to take a leap into the deep end and post a few things, since I got to control who could see my private pics through a request/accept system. One was a photo of me in my underwear. Someone apparently stole that and posted it on Tumblr. I'm kind of a stocky/fat hairy guy with a beard, so I never imagined that happening, but I met someone at a party weeks later that recognized me from it. He told me he saw me there and I felt sick. I asked him if he remembered where, so he found the post and sent a link, and there I was, face and all, with the camera situated to put my junk all in the viewer's face. It had been reblogged like 700 times already, including by some magazines specific to guys like me apparently. I used to post NSFW pics on Tumblr. About a year after I deleted it, some girls at work found the pictures and sent them to everyone at my work. I had to have a very awkward conversation with my manager. Edit, to answer a couple of questions. The girls did get a talking to and had their probationary period extended, but nothing really came of it. My manager spoke to me about it, but I didn't get in trouble. I think the main reason she did was because she found out before I did and she thought I should know. The pictures had been reposted on other sites, etc., so I'm assuming they found them on one of those. Didn't really feel like asking them where they found them. I went on a date with someone from a dating site, and while at dinner he proceeds to tell me he recognized me from Gone Wild and that's why he wanted to go out with me. It was very awkward after that, and we didn't have a second date. People say that honesty is the best policy, but there is such thing as being too honest. Yikes. I stumbled across a girl I knew on GW. I only figured it out because some items went missing from our work, and later showed up in her pictures. I did not confront her about it. It felt creepy enough that I had figured it out, let alone asking her. Edit, well, this blew up. I'm sure the kind lady is still an avid Redditor, which means she's likely seen this. Sorry bro. Hope you're doing well, lol. I'm interested to know what was so recognizably stolen from work and had to be in her nude photos, lol. I used to sell my underwear, socks, and stuff online during my college years. I hardly ever met with clients, but met this guy, let's call him Jim, a couple of times in a coffee shop to hand him the package because we lived in the same city. Super quick transaction, hi, thanks, have a good one. All was fine. Happened maybe 3 to 4 times. Always the same order. Fast forward to a couple years later, I was invited to a job interview. Got there, met the CEO and we talked for a bit. Everything went great. I met a couple of other people and everyone seemed utterly lovely. At the end of the interview, CEO tells me to wait a bit because he wants me to meet the head of my future department. Well, Jim walks in. I probably wouldn't have recognized him if he hadn't acted all weird and pretty much fled the room after like 30 seconds of awkward staring. I got a call later from him today. He apologized and said that he was looking forward to working with me. I ended up taking another offer. Still get texts from him from time to time asking if I'd still sell him stuff though. So, yeah, that was fun. I used to post maybe 5 or 6 years ago. A friend of mine on Facebook warned me he'd come across my photos on a separate forum. People had taken them from Reddit and posted them on a forum dedicated to doxing women. They had my first and last name, and names of places, bars, etc. I commonly visited. I had to change up my entire life because I was terrified of being murdered or raped. Edit. I edited this into a comment further down but adding here to dissuade the crazy theories. I went back to look at the Facebook message. It's been 5 years so I didn't remember details. He knew about it because they were extorting his sister for $500 to take down her photos. So he was looking in the our area thread to see if he recognized anyone else to warn. It has been taken down. A friend from high school, who I knew of but didn't know, DM'd me on Facebook letting me know that there was a website dedicated to identifying GW girls. They had most of my pictures, my full name, my hometown, state, and college. That was like 5 years ago and I haven't posted to GW since. I owe her a lot. Edit. Since so many have inquired, I'm not sure if the site is still active or not. The link I was sent was usa.anonib.ch. I'm sorry that my comment freaked so many people out but it was very sobering for me. How people are able to recognize others like this is beyond me. I am barely able to remember most of my extended family. Same goes for people I knew from years ago in school or work. I just seem unable to match faces with people/personalities. Maybe you'd remember your extended family better if you'd seen their beep. I used to take and post nudes in cosplay. Full-on cosplay smut to satisfy people's fetishes and fantasies. It was fun and I got mildly known in certain niche fandoms, but since I'm not American I was sure nobody would know who I was in real life. Until one day I went to a con wearing one of my latest cosplays and I ran into a group of cosplayers from the same series I was doing. One of the girls went, "Oh, you look like a guy I follow, he'd do nudes and stuff." Funny, right? Like fully thinking it was a coincidence. I later told them that yeah, that was me. Edit. I'm gay. Getting recognized by a girl was not fun since there's not much I can do there. Also yeah, I wish I still had those pics but they got lost between me changing laptops a lot and Tumblr erasing all adult content. I'm sure somebody must have saved them but... yeah. It was kinda cute. I was at a coffee shop and she approached me, asking about the book I was reading. I could tell something else was on her mind. I expected some pyramid scheme pitch, but she casually asked if I posted on Reddit and if I was the username I used at the time. It threw me off guard, like my real life hit with this anonymous world, but she turned out to be super nice and we ended up dating for a few months. I think she had an abnormal amount of self-confidence and most people wouldn't approach. Edit. I'm a woman. This isn't exactly my story but I feel this is the only place I can share this. There was a girl at my school, who had a video that her boyfriend recorded of them having sex go pretty viral on Tumblr. Everyone knew then, but the couple didn't really seem to care. Fast forward to now, I hit you not, I still see this video if I browse porn, not even looking, it's just all over. She has had to make a post about dudes from our school hitting her up, either trying to blackmail, or just duck her because they assume she's easy. Moral of the story, put a bag on your head. I forget the name of the dating site but it allowed people, women and men, to post nudes of themselves next to their vanilla pictures. One day I came across one woman, fairly attractive and close to my age, who had a couple of excellent nudes but, for some reason, I didn't message her. A few weeks later I ran into her. She was a coworker's sister. I was approached by a guy on Tinder. He sent me a link to my profile and asked if it was me. I said yes and he immediately started begging for a date. I said no and he started to get threatening. He was like 40 and I was 18. I didn't know I could restrict age and don't remember swiping him. I told him if he ever contacted me again I would go to the police and unmatched/blocked him. The week before I finished college I saw him interviewing to be an IT support guy. I'm so glad I finished when I did. Word of advice for anyone who finds themselves in similar situations. Update your campus security on anyone in your life that acts like this to you and give them pictures if possible. The college will add it to their database and restrict them from being on campus or around you and most definitely would refuse to hire them. Not on Reddit but a photographer I worked with posted my nude photos to their Tumblr, people I knew found them, reposted then to a website that was made for revenge porn and identifying women in pictures. One person sent me a link to the forum. I, regretfully, read the comments. People are mean. Also, I didn't mind the photographer posting them, I signed a contract stating any photo could be published. I wasn't uncomfortable with that. I was uncomfortable with people I went to high school with reposting them with my name and information. I came across a girl on Tinder that I recognized from r/Gone Wild. Turns out she lives somewhere in my neighborhood. I swiped right and got kind of obsessed with her for like a day but refused to DM her on Reddit about it. If she comes across my Tinder profile and likes what she sees, then it was meant to be. Edit, this kind of blew up. As unlikely as it may be, thanks for all DMs hoping to see my wiener on one of her posts one day.